Hello and welcome back to the Summoner's Guide to Final Fantasy XIV, and we just lost the drop. Waiting 5... Oh, there we go, we're back. Alright, provided that we have everybody log in this time, there we go, we are going to play Paglth'an, the final dungeon in the post Shadowbringers storyline, released in patch 5.5. Had to kind of scramble to get some gear so that I could actually qualify for this dungeon, but I just barely slipped in, so I'm almost running minimum eye level. Most likely the other party members will be higher item level than I. I do enjoy this dungeon a lot. If I had to pick, I'd say I like Matoya's Relic a little better than this, but this one's almost as good. Honestly, when I'm running Expert Roulette nowadays, I honestly don't care which one shows up. They're both good. Oh yeah, spoiler alert. Tiamat is now free, and Estinian is riding on her back. Tell me that is not amazing. Alright, a lot of enemies, a lot of dragonish enemies, a lot of imperialish enemies. Trash, as in most of these dungeons, really isn't anything to write home about. Burn them quickly. Now this guy is giving me... Oh yeah, one thing I did forget about. One thing I did forget about these pulls is more enemies come in later, but these enemies can actually... So I shouldn't have called Bahamut, because I should have realized that the tank was going to make a pull. When the next set of enemies appear and come in, they'll charge it. But you can, since they've opened the path to the next set of ads, most tanks will take that ad and pull it into the next section. Come on, there. Well, I was going to start a Phoenix summon, but I've almost got this done, so I will instead... Alright. Okay, yeah, this section is all I can do on this. In this first set of pulls, the trash is going to take a little longer to get through, just because of the kind of weird phased way that the ads occur. Those of you who have spent a lot of time playing the Amalja Beast Tribe quests, and therefore spent a lot of time in Southern Thanalan, should recognize the music that this dungeon theme is based on. Alright. Trying to remember mechanics. Oh, yes. Yes. So, you're gonna get marked with a lightning AoE. Your goal is to do that. move it to a lightning rod, and then get into the middle. If you get hit by that, not only are you going to get hurt, but you're going to get a electric vulnerability stack, which makes it a lot harder to survive these other attacks. Thunder Call. Ah, yes. Spheres. Little spheres do little explosions, big spheres do big explosions. And they do multiple explosions, so find a place that is not near, that is nowhere close to the big sphere. And note that those things are going to keep going off while you are dealing with the lightning rod. So keep an eye out for where the safe zones are. Just don't go anywhere near the big one when you're trying to pass off the lightning, or else you're going to get hit by that. But even if you only get hit by that once, I don't think that actually gives you electrical vuln stacks. Getting hit by the lightning and not passing it off to the lightning rod will give you electrical vulnerability, and that's not something you want to have happen. Alright, so the safe one is back here. So that's really it. All you gotta worry about are basically those two attacks. Whenever you get the electric circle, pass it off to a lightning rod. And whenever you see the spheres, stay away from them. And particularly stay away from the big sphere. Other than that, fairly easy boss fight. Come on, caster gear. No caster gear. What high level is this caster gear? 505, which is better than I have on most of my slots right now. Like I said, I'm basically running minimum eye level. I think this requires 490, and I think my average eye level is 491. I got a few high-level accessories for meat, and I'm recording those, and I'll post those later when I actually finish recording all of them. But I mainly did it to get some gear so that I could run this. Oh, you know what I need to do? Again, these take a little longer to weed down than the Matoya's Relict, but it's not nearly as bad as Hero's Gauntlet. Oh, look, here's Tiamat. And Tiamat does quite a bit of damage to those enemies. To the point where I can probably beat those out. And Tiamat shows up to help with these guys, too. The fact that Tiamat comes in and helps out is one of the cool things about this dungeon, to be honest. Don't get hit by random AoEs. I'm going to take the treasure coffer. And, of course, no caster gear. Of course, those were mainly accessories anyway. The second boss is not so much a boss as it is a glorified adpole. So I keep Garuda out. When the cannons accumulate energy, Well, you can see the 2 cannons charging. Don't be in front of them. Kill the adds as they appear. Watch out for the cannons. When all is said and done, head up here. This is where having different out might be a little more helpful, but in reality, all you're trying to do is get this guy down to 50, and then you're going to get kicked out. So, it's really not worth swapping, in my opinion. Alright, second phase is a little more complicated, but not by much. You're going to do this basically the same thing. You're going to blast everything with AoEs. Yeah. Try to stay out of AoEs. And remember that that thing happens. Okay, missiles. You've seen this sort of thing happen before. There are missiles that come out and they alternate. So let one side of missiles go through. Watch out for the shockwave. Don't let it knock you into the cannons. But then, of course, as soon as all the adds are down, jump back into there. I will launch that, but I won't launch the Hammond yet. Just keep on wailing on them until you get it down, and that is the second boss. Again, it's basically just a glorified trash pull with a few extra mechanics. Not anything terribly difficult. Alright, more gear. Aiming and healing. Still no caster gear. Whoa. These are really all of the adds you can take on at this point. This trash bowl is fairly small. I'm not even going to bother pulling out Phoenix. Save that for the next run. And maybe I should have pulled out Phoenix. I forgot that guy's a little tougher. Tiamat shows up and calls out for wyverns. Each one of us gets to take one wyvern. Well, oh, they're actually technically dragons. They're small enough, I would almost consider them wyverns, but the game calls them dragons, so they're dragons. Anyhow, ride your little dragony friends to the last section of the map, and there's only one trash bowl in this section of the map. Or rather, you can make everything one trash bowl. Tiamat's gonna help us out as well, so no reason not to pull everything. Watch out for that. Alright, now it's time to roast things. Aiming and maiming. Golly. I will go ahead and skip the boss cutscene. Okay, good. They're picking that up. And it's, of course, not casting. Alright, switching back to Ifrit for this fight. Lunar Bahamut's got some fun little tricks. And away we go. Alright, look at those little AoE dots. They're going to drop these stakes, which are going to resolve with larger AoEs later on. Oh boy. That's just going to tell you the order in which those attacks resolve, and you just need to know where they're going and be able to change your positioning accordingly. Akmorn, stack up. And this is just like when you fought Nidhogg. You need to stay still until he stops shooting at you. Then you can get out of the way. Mega Flare, beat those away. And then, of course, don't be standing in them when that next section resolves. Alright. Oh, get out of that. There we go. That's how you do that. You wait for the posts to resolve first, and then you quickly get out of the way. Alright, get that out of the way so that nobody gets hit by it. As soon as it resolves, get out of there! Obviously, you don't want it to be standing in any of that part of it. Alright, Lunar Flare is going to have one of two patterns. Either the middle is going to be safe, or one of the four edges is going to be safe. It will be fairly obvious which one it is after watching the AoEs for a couple of seconds. So find the safe zone and get into it. Giga Flare, I believe, is room-wide. Akmorn, stack up. Just look at everybody's health and you can tell that I'm kind of the weakest link in this fight. Again, I'm basically running minimum eye level. At 491 out of required 490. So I'm not going to be able to take as much. Alright, ooh. I need to be over here first. As soon as that resolves, get out of the way there. And we're about to win, so there you go. Easy peasy. And that concludes all of the dungeons in the story post Shadowbringers. So the next time you see a 4-player dungeon, it's going to be after the release of Endwalker. Still no caster here. Okay, well, that's all, folks. Next up, I'm going to run the 24-player raids, the Nier Automata raids. So look forward to that, and until then, have a wonderful day.